guys, welcome or welcome back to my YouTube channel Archituber. I'm Architect February and I make content related to architecture and interiors. If you are new here, please take a moment and subscribe to my channel below. So in this video, we are going to be discussing about the theory of design. Okay, this is a very important topic for NATA examination. Your color theory, your composition, your drawing is related to the principle of design. Okay, and in this video, we are going to be discussing about the elements of design and the principle of design. There are 7 principles of design, okay, and there are 7 elements of design as well. So without wasting more time, let us start with the video and let's learn all of them one by one.
Okay, so now let us start with today's PPT. We are going to be discussing the theory of design. Okay, it is very important topic for your NATA examination. So let us start. So now discussing about the elements of design. These are the basic elements of design that will help you to make any 2D composition, 3D compositions. These are the basic elements that will help you with your principle of design as well. So if we talk about line, there are different types of line, okay, and certain lines speaks for themselves, like a cross hatching, you can see over here, or a spiral line. They depict something, right? Then we have shapes, then your colors, okay, the forms, etc. So basically you have to look for everything here. Okay, these are the basic shapes and the elements, like line, contour lines, hatching and cross hatchings, gesture lines, implied lines. Okay, then shape, geometric, organic shapes, then form, geometric, organic, natural forms, right? Then color, we have primary, secondary, tertiary colors. Then we have value. So basically what is value? High key light and low key dark paintings, value contrast, graded values that we'll be discussing. Then textures, space, okay, so space within a space, we have everything. So let us discuss them one by one. Now talking about line, before starting you can see there are so many line patterns over here. Okay, so line is a combination of series of points that are continuous with an exact distance in between each dot. There are number of lines that are all around us. They vary from size of its thickness to the smoothness of line, right? So you can see over this picture, this is a dotted line, this is dashed line, then we have some random line over here, then we have L, then we have straight line, then we have hatched line. Okay, so like that. A line has length but not width and depth. It implies to a perpendicular axis. It will link, join, surround or intersect other visual elements. Okay, it describes the edge of a plane. Okay, now if you see this picture over here, this picture is depicting a spiral line, right? See over here you can see, and then if you see, it is creating a direction or a length of the object. Now you see this particular monument, and by looking at these lines you can tell it is far away. Okay, so you are getting perspective sort of thing. A line creates an extended point with line, direction and position, right? So now discussing about shapes. We have basically discussed about the shapes in the previous videos. If you haven't watched them, please do give it a watch. It is the most basic form in 2D, okay, and graphic artists can use other elements including line, color, value, shadow to give shape the appearance of 3-dimensional shape, like over here. Okay, or these compositions as well. Okay, there are 3 types of shapes: organic shapes, abstract shapes and geometric shapes. Okay, so talking about forms, forms are 2D elements but they are in 3D. Okay, so you can see the 3-dimensional forms. Okay, and using these forms they have made some of the compositions over here. Okay, so you have to look for how you can make compositions and everything. So form is a very important topic. Okay, then discussing about colors, we have discussed the color theory in separate video, but color helps establish a mood for your composition. When light wave strikes on an object and reflect back to the optic nerve in human's eye, the sensation that preserved is called color. Okay, color is used by designers to portray mood, light, depth and point of view. Okay, so we have discussed about the color scheme. You can watch the color theory video for that. Now we have value. If you look at these two objects, the black and white object and the color object is adding value to the design or a composition. Then if you see these three, okay, it has a light value, okay, on a dark value, means this is your dark value and it is a light value, so it is making high contrast. Okay, then we have limited range of dark values considering low key, because this is a dark value, the dark blue one, and then we have this range of dark value which is again dark but a low amount of dark. Then we have limited range of light value is considered high key. Okay, so this is our again light value, and within that we have our again light value only, and which is considered high key. If you see this picture, this is the total contrast, right? We have this light value and then we have our dark value as our object. In design, value refers to the lightness or darkness of a color. The values of color are often visualized in gradient, which displays a series of variations on hue arranged from the lightest to darkest. Artists can use the various values of color to create illusion, mass, volume in their work. So I hope you might have understood what value does to your composition, right? So you can see over here as well, they have given the gradient to this. This is the darkest shade, then it is fading like that. Even here, from light to it is going dark, right? From even here it is going towards the dark. So it is all about value and how you give the gradient to your color and how you make the composition look. Okay, then coming on to the texture, we have so many different textures available. The texture is one of the elements of design that is used to represent how an object appears or feels. This is the very important element because it is going to be used by you in not in just this NATA exam, but it will be used in your architecture also. If you want to show grass in your any plan, so how will you show grass? With diagonal lines or anything, right? So basically you have to have the knowledge of texture so that you can add textures wherever and whenever you need to show something specific about a material. Okay, then talking about space, making proper use of space can help others view your design as you intended. White space or negative space is the space between or around the focal point of an object. Okay, and positive space is the space that your subject matters takes up in your composition. Then we have positive, negative and active space. Okay, positive space refers to the main focus of design, such as the main image or text in the layout. This is your main image. The bird here is the main image. Then we have negative space. It refers to the area around the main focus. It is also known as white space. This is your negative space. Okay, negative space can be used to create a sense of balance and elegance in design, right? So always remember, whenever you are making any composition, whether it be a 2D or 3D, make sure you add some space to it, like a negative space or a positive space, anything it could be. So it will add very nice effect and touch to your 2D or 3D compositions. Active space, it refers to the area between the elements in design. That is what I am talking about, and it can be used to create sense of movement and depth. Okay, then we have principles of design. So let us begin. So we have balance over here. So what is balance? Balance is one of the key principles in designs. It refers to the distribution of visual weight of elements in composition. A well-balanced design is naturally pleasing to the eye and exudes a sense of equilibrium. So balance can be implied by size, shape or even contrast. It can utilize symmetry or equality balance. There are different types, like you have symmetrical, asymmetrical, radial, mosaic of balance. So Okay, this particular image over here is your symmetrical image. Okay, let me take different color. This is your symmetrical image. What is happening on this side is also happening on this side. Okay, so it is a symmetrical image. Then we have this image which is a mosaic image. Okay, you have your design here and there and it is a mosaic pattern. Then you have your radial balance. Okay, then you have your asymmetric balance. So you have to keep this in mind whenever you are planning or any composition. So you have to make sure you have balance in that design. Okay, and it is not just that you want to add balance, but you have to keep in mind all the principles and the elements. Okay, not always elements, but you have to keep in mind the principles. Or even there can be a situation that they will ask you about certain principle of design that you have to create in that particular composition. So make sure you preparing likewise. Then we have rhythm. So the spacing between elements can create sense of rhythm, either regular or irregular. So we have different kind of rhythm. We have regular, like this diamond shape is being repeated, right? And even here you see this pattern is repeating, and then some other pattern is there, but type of pattern is repeating. First we have squares, then we have this shape, then we have again this shape, the shape is changed over here. Likewise, then we have our alternate rhythm. If you can see, we have 1, 2 and 3 boxes. It is repeating, or it has a repetition but with a different and alternative rhythm. Then we have a flowing rhythm, then progressive rhythm, random rhythm. A visual tempo or a beat is called rhythm, the principle of design that refers to a regular repetition of elements of art to produce the look and feel of movement. Then discussing about the unity. So basically, unity is a sense of wholeness and oneness that you perceive when the elements of compositions are arranged just right. So if you look at these two images, the flowers are together. Okay, it is giving you the blend of flowers or a field. Okay, which is giving you a feel of unity. Okay, if I stand here with just one flower, will it be a unity to me? No. But if there are bunch of flowers and same color, same texture, so it will look as a unity. So unity is a principle that makes art elements in color, line, shape, space, texture and variety work together to complement and help each other, right? That's what I said. And then here also, if you see the hands, the pattern on the hands may be different, but there are hands with some kind of pattern, right? So that is something is called unity. Then discussing about contrast. This refers to difference, including the differences in values, color, texture, shapes and other elements. The major contrast in the piece should be located at the center of the interest, which helps to create a focal point. Now if you see this image, we have black and white background, and similarly we have the opposite design on the other hand, right, which helps to create a focal point of these two. Okay, too much contrast scattered throughout the work can destroy the unity and make the work more difficult to look at. If you see, these are the examples. This is the dark value, so the contrast is light value. Then we have cool color, so we have warm color. Pattern with no pattern. Geometric shapes and organic shapes. These are all the contrast of each other. Then hard edges, we have here soft blended edges. Then we have so much of texture here and no texture. Okay, then we have emphasis. It works by directing your focus to a specific key point. This is your key point over here. If you have any composition going on here, and if you leave the negative space with some sort of object or shape, two-dimensional shape, it will create an emphasis on this particular area. Okay, so it works by directing your focus to a specific key point of the piece of artwork. Artists use these things like contrast, isolation, location, convergence, and the unusual to emphasize a specific part of the picture to draw your attention to. So in this you can see all the elements are in black, okay, and in unity, then there's one contrast color right here as well, okay. And if you see these pictures as well, this fish above is creating a emphasis on itself while giving a contrast. Same over here, these two pictures. Then we have pattern and repetition. The pattern, the basic understanding of pattern is the organization of surface or structure that is repeating. A pattern does not have movement, but it may not or may not have the rhythm. Pattern will follow a sequence based on shapes, lines, color, okay, as seen. And then repetition is simply repeating a single element many times in design. For example, if you could draw a line horizontally and then draw several others to next to it, so this is creating a repetition. Then hierarchy. So hierarchy is most easily illustrated through the use of titles, headings in designs. The title of page should be given more importance to, and then therefore immediately recognizable as the most important element of the page. Then comes the heading and subheadings, okay. So it adds structures, create visual organizations, create direction, add emphasis, helps a viewer negative and digest information, important information easily. So this is your hierarchy. If you have no hierarchy and we have written all the major thing over here, will you be able to read? No. But here if we give a specific heading, then subheading, then your news with any image, you will instantly get the gist of the newspaper or the major activity. Hierarchy is typically created by contrast between the visual elements in the composition. Typically, visual elements with highest contrast are noticed first. Using hierarchy, we can control how a viewer engages with information to ensure that information is navigated and digested in the way it is intended. For example, where do we want the eye to look first, second, third, and so on, okay. So please stay tuned. The video for question bank is also coming really soon.
Having said all of that, we have completed the theory of design, and please do let me know if you found this video helpful, and you know the drill. Please like, comment, share and subscribe to my channel below. I'll see you in my next video. Till then, please take care and bye.